Hello again, friend. So here we are today, and we are looking at Gate 4. It's the Gate of Formulation. It's about youthful folly. I love this youthful folly bit. So, fourth gate, here we are as we move through the quarter of duality. It is in the Ajna Center, okay? So what the Ajna Center does is concretize. It conceptualizes. So what happens here is that the fourth gate concretizes the fuel of doubt into a logical answer. Doubt is here, and it fuels it. So if doubt isn't a part of your particular design, right? So say you just have the fourth gate activated, there'll be doubts from, the consciousness field that you'll be able to then bring down and concretize a formula. So each answer or formula is only a potential, which must eventually be tested and substantiated by facts. Logic, people. Logic has to be tested and retested and substantiated and tested, and facts must be, fact-checked. And I love that Donald Trump says that continuously. Fact check. And because we're moving into the future. We are moving into the future. And our future needs to be substantiated by truth. And if you don't know, Pluto moved into the 61st gate, inner truth. Truth is critical for us as we step more into this evolutionary process that we are a part of right now. We're in a really, really, really cool time. So you're going to use your mental intelligence and mental awareness to judge what looks suspicious, because you're here to formalize, to create a formula, an answer. So if it looks suspicious, there's doubt there. What's going on here? So always, always, always critical. Let your inner authority and strategy, the strategy of the form, to guide you to the correct questions. What? You have to be guided to the correct questions? Yeah. You are meant to formulate an answer for just the correct questions that you are here to move into the future, to doubt. There are correct questions for you. If the question is incorrect for you, the mind's going to chew on it for a lifetime, and you'll never come up with an answer. So here's what's really fun. Knowing human design, man, I wish I would have known this right from birth. But I stepped into it in the most perfect timing. So I worked as a manager my whole life I've worked as managers. In pretty much every role that I've or every job that I've had, I've either been promoted immediately or asked to do the role. Did I ever answer a whole ton of questions that weren't for me? And mental exhaustion was a part of the first 35 years of my life until I met design. And it's been a big one for me to see that, to be able to witness it and recognize it. I'm not here to formulate any kind of answer. None. I'm here to educate, not to formalize answers. That was big for me to know that. So, because I don't have this, it's not a part of my design at all. I have a completely open head, completely open Ajna, not mine. So, if this is defined in your chart, It's not about you formalizing answers for yourself. And I get that question all the time. Can I ask myself to respond? Well, where are you when you're asking yourself? You're in your head. So if you're asking yourself to formalize an answer to a question, you're completely in your head. The whole point of this in your definition is for you to formalize answers for the collective, not for yourself. Strategy and authority provide those answers. I know that there's going to be, people here that meditate and they're like, I get answers in my meditations all the time. Yes, you do. However, you're not in your head when you're doing that. If you're meditating, you are connected to the higher consciousness. So the answer that is created and shows up is not a mental construct. It is guidance from your higher self. And then in the awake state, in the beta state, when we are, here operating, your answers that you provide are for everyone else. They're not for you. So what happens when it is undefined? I'm not really sure why I'm not sure what I was typing here, but the doubt of the 63rd gate puts a ton of mental pressure on you if you're operating from the not self, and you'll just puke out answers. That is not self. And what's really funny is I've watched this in me, because trying to get rid of the mental pressure, just spew out an answer to basically get rid of the person that's asking me the question. And what's really funny is I totally know what the hell I'm doing. Totally get it. And if I am answering a question through my head, I know that. I feel the pressure. I get it, and it's really interesting to watch. And what's really fun is, now that I know design, I watch people day in and day out. And to watch people who do not have this in their design, so they have an undefined fourth gate, I have no belief in their answer. I have no belief in their formalization to a question. And, I only ask particular people questions that I want an answer from, I guess, is what. So, how are you, blah, 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 the niceties. But to have a conversation with a lot of people, it's really, I watch myself, like there's no response mechanism for me. And I guess what I'm getting at is that I know that the answer is going to be bullshit, because there's no concretized way for that person to give an answer. So I seriously trust the response of the body. And if there is a question that I hold, and I'll get it through meditation, or there will be something that pops up. There'll be a tidbit of information that pops up somewhere in my experience. And I don't usually ask people a whole bunch of questions, just because of the pure fact that I know these mechanics, and I know what gets popped out is usually bullshit. But anyways, so I don't have this defined in my chart. However, as someone who is here to educate, what I see now is that the answers that I'm providing are not coming from my mind. The answers that I now provide are channeled through the true self. So huge difference there. And what I love is that, again, I pay attention to people and I watch the mental puke, or I watch the channeled information come from their body. When they're operating as true self, it really does come from the body. Comes from that true self. And I can tell the difference when it's BS and when it is a true function of self. But anyways, so thank you very much. And again, if anything in design is intriguing or interesting, again, here's my chart. So as you can see, I don't have the fourth gate. But what I do is I trust that this instrument is going to play the frequency that it needs to play. And I trust that the expression that comes from this instrument is, I guess, not so much even answers, really, but an education. I contribute in an education. And you get to take it however you want to take it. So again, if anything in design and you want to connect health, wellness, individuality, career, family, if you run a business and you want to write your marketing package, if you want to move your small business into a large business and you want it engineered, all of this can happen through human design. So thank you very much.